Are you tired of dupe glitches that have you jumping down some hole and wasting all of your arrows? Fed up with only being able to dupe 5 of one item? How would you like to go from this to this? Well, stick around, and I'll show you how. To do this, we're going to be combining Inventory Shift Duplication, or ISD, with a new exploit. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to assume that you're already familiar with ISD and how to perform it. If you're not, I'll leave a link in the video and down in the description to a video that will show you how to perform that. So pause this and go watch that video first. Now that we're all on the same page, the exploit that we're going to be using is called Dispenser Storage, and this was discovered by Moz. Now, before we start, I just wanted to give a proper shout out to Moz, because she has probably been the largest single contributor to the glitch hunting scene for this game. Out of the over 100 documented glitches for Tears of the Kingdom, she's directly contributed to at least 29 of them. And of those, she's responsible for discovering at least 22. So chances are, if you used a glitch in this game, then you probably have her to thank for it in some way, shape, or form. So I'll leave a link to her channel down in the description, and I highly encourage everybody to go over there and drop her a sub. Now for the reason you clicked on the video. Our requirements for this are going to be pretty simple. All you're going to need is one fan, and then obviously the required items to perform ISD. I suggest, if you want to dupe a lot of items, that you go and collect 16 of multiple different foods, preferably fruits because they'll be at the top, but vegetables and mushrooms will work just fine. And I'll explain 16 when we get there. Now, where are we going for this? This can technically be performed at any Zonai dispenser on the map. There's no restrictions to that. But for this one, we're going to be coming to the Nacho Ya Shrine on Great Sky Island. And the reason I'm using this one is just because it's accessible to newer saves. It's right outside the Recall Shrine, which is going to be important for this. And it also has the fans that we're going to need. So it's just everything all on site. So when we get down, head toward this rail, because you'll see that there's a fan on the ground. And this isn't the fan I was talking about. We do technically need 2. This is just going to serve as fan number 2 for us, so we don't have to use 2 of them ourselves. So when we get this fan, you want to take it and drop it next to the opening here, next to this little strip on the side. And what that's going to do is it tricks this dispenser into thinking that there's an item still close enough to the hatch to prevent it from closing. And I'll show you that right here, because we want to take out an item and we want to put it into this dispenser. Just any normal item, and it'll take it up and then it'll spit it back out at us. And then, like I said, as you can see, this hatch is staying open because the fan is here. It thinks that it's a normal item that it spit out, so it thinks that it needs to stay open. So that's how we want that. Now I'm going to clear out a little space just so I can see better. And now we want to pick whatever food item we're going to start with, or whichever one we're using. And if you have the 16 of them, then you'll drop 15 of them on the ground. And what this is going to do is, this is going to let us pretty much get the maximum speed and efficiency out of this. Because we can effectively get up to 16 duplications out of this one type of food. And for the reason it's 16 is because the item drop limit is 21. Once you cross 21, items start getting deleted in order of oldest to newest. And doing ISD, we're going to be dropping 5 items on the ground. So this will put us at a comfortable 20 and give us that 1 item buffer just to be safe. So once we're like this, we have our fan over there. We have our hatch open. We've got our food on the ground. We're going to take out our other fan. And now we need to attach it to this one on the edges at about 45 degrees. And you're going to want this to be straight. You don't want to attach it crooked. You want this to be nice and straight. Now, if it pulls away and that happens and it closes, don't worry about it. Just reset yourself back up. Make sure that your fan's not blocking the entrance. Otherwise, the flap will kind of fling it, and we don't want that. So if it closes in, just set it up, toss another item back in real quick, and it should open back up. So now, once we have this and it's open, we want to drag this into the mouth, and we just kind of want to let it drop there. And it's going to sit in the mouth. And now we don't want to touch that anymore. We want to leave it exactly where it is. So long as it's crossed over and it's going up in there, then we're fine. So now we have our one food item. And we're going to perform ISD. Now, you're probably going to be using diamonds for this. But in the interest of not wanting to get rid of 187 of these, I'm going to quickly realize that I didn't actually properly prep for this, because I loaded an old save, so give me 2 seconds to fix that. Okay, that was a dumb mistake to make. Now that I have my one item, a little inventory confusion here. And then my sapphires are going to hit the ground. And now I'm going to grab these. If you want to be efficient, double sort after you hold 4 of them. And then we're going to go ahead and drop these in the dispenser. It's going to look like it's trying to spit them out at us, and it's not going to happen. If we look up there, you'll see that they're all kind of jumbled up and stuck on the top of the dispensary, or the dispenser. So when they're up there in that position, they're not being counted as part of the quantity of items dropped on the ground. So right now, these are the only items that the game is considered to be on the ground. So from here, we just keep repeating. Pick up our fruit. So you pick that up, you can sort it once more, and it'll put it back at the top, and you'll be back where you started. And then we're just going to do this a few more times. And now there is another form of item duplication that you can use dispenser storage with, and it is a brand new duplication, like just made public to us tonight as I'm recording this. And the reason that I'm not putting that in this video, or I'm not showing you that method in this video, is because that glitch can also be used to duplicate Zonai devices. So that glitch is going to be getting an entire video of its own, where I will also show you how you can implement it with dispenser storage. So if you don't want to miss that, then make sure you drop a sub, turn on notifications, so you can be the first to know when that video goes live. And now I'm just going to keep doing this a couple more times, and I'm going to skip ahead to once I have a good number of these things loaded in here. Alright, once you're finished duping everything that you want, if you have any food left over on the ground, go ahead and pick those up. And now we need to get this out of our way, and we need to get ourselves in position to grab the items. Because if you've duped more than 21, these are going to come rolling out of here one by one, and if you've duped more than the limit, then you're going to need to mash A fast enough to pick them up before they accumulate up and over 21 and start despawning. Now, if you've got a turbo controller, then that's going to give you the most mileage out of this. You'll get the most efficiency because you'll be able to grab everything immediately as it comes out. So the easiest way to do this that I've found is we're going to take recall. We're going to hover over, and it's going to remember which side we were on because I can't. So it's going to go over to the right. So then what we're going to do is line up right next to it, hit recall, and then we're going to get ready for all of these items to come out of here. And as soon as this moves out of the way, you want to be ready to start mashing it. Like this. And then, as you can see, we've gone from 1 sapphire to 45. Now, there is no known upper limit to how many you can dupe. If you have the food to supply it, and you have the time and the patience to sit down and keep doing this over and over and over, you can sit here and dupe yourself up to maximum of any item that you want. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned in the beginning, but this unfortunately, like just about every other dupe glitch, this won't work with living creatures because you can't stick them in a dispenser. They just go on there and then fly out the top. So unfortunately, you can't use this for living creatures or Zonai devices, but everything else is fair game. This will be, as of now, the most efficient way for you to make rupees, and the least destructive way to duplicate just about anything else. So that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed, do me a favor and leave the video a like, and if you want to see more like this, consider subscribing to the channel.